Okay, good morning everybody. This is a beautiful Saturday morning. Finally this cold weather is gone and it's going to be in the 40s today, 50s tomorrow. So next couple of days I'm heading out with my students. We're going out into the field to collect samples for their senior design project. And this year we're looking at legacy mining impacts in the Black Hills. So hopefully we're going to get in and see some old mine sites. We're going to be collecting samples and then they're going to be analyzing these things in the lab and we'll look at those later. So we're going to just shoot video along the way. So come along, have fun. Thanks for joining. there's a house, a big barn, something down there.
Oh.
Huh. Yep, somebody's living down there.
What are we looking at time? 35? 40. 40.
Okay, another old mine site here. This one's called the White Elephant, and we couldn't find out what kind of what they were trying to mine, but it looks like it's in the granite, so possibly it could be they were looking for spodumene, which is lithium ore, or you know, they could have been looking for gold, like Lucky Strike across the ridge. But I'll turn the camera around here, and if you can see up on that hill right over there, there's a kind of a cut. That's the mine. And in the previous stop, we were just on the other side of this ridge over here. And so we popped up over the hill. All this rock over here is pegmatite granite outcrops here. We're a few miles down the road from the Crazy Horse carving. And so we're in that same granite. And again, we're looking at this stream channel here that flows down right from that old White Elephant mine. And you know, unfortunately, that's the only access that we have. So they're going down at the bottom of the stream channel to get a sample out of the stream. So a big box culvert, looks like. Cattails.
Ready for your exams, sir? Yeah,
Boy, am I.
Got some water too, we're gonna grab.
Okay.
Put the water in the tank.
Can't put it in the plastic.
Do we really want the water? I don't know if it's gonna. It's not, it's moving. Look at all the stuff, it's all the snow. It's not pulling from the soil. Yeah, you're right. That's a fair point. Most of this should just be melt. It wouldn't be.
Yeah, no, yeah,
anything.
this would be just melt water. Yeah.
Okay, so then let's grab some soil off the floodplain.
Let's go find some dirt.
Right underneath us, right where you're standing, trying to look. go a whole 5 feet across, but
Okay, well, we were trying to come back over the ridge on some gravel roads on the other side of that White Elephant mine that we were just at, and can't get into it, but we're driving down the road and we saw an adit back up on the hillside here, which is a tunnel basically that goes back into the hill. A lot of the early miners would dig those shafts back into the hill to do an assay on the rock and see if there's any mineralization or any ore in there. So we're working our way into this adit, and we'll at least get probably a soil sample and a whole rock sample, and then check it out and see what we can see here. It looks like it's sitting right below a house. There's a house right above it. So you can't go anywhere around here anymore without finding a house. Oh, it's got a door on it, huh?
yeah, very private.
Yeah. Private property.
Oh, you need the gloves.
Yeah. So we're gonna
Should go knock and see if anybody's in there.
Huh, interesting.
Good catch seeing this.
It's
Who saw it?
it's
one I already
all
used.
pegmatite.
You said?
Yeah. Did you get a sample already?
I'll take that.
Yeah, I just beat one off. I'm out of glove, so.
We tried to get one in the drainage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of this soil here probably came.
We were thinking about maybe
out.
that mound down there too. That's probably like those.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a corn cob under there.
You gotta wonder how much of this would be altered by somebody living up there.
That sounds interesting.
There's a big crack in here.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that potential.
This is all organic in there too. It was just void space where I started hitting.
And there's soil down there.
Oh, that's a big hole you got there, White.
Here, Rich, you wanna put the sample bag down? And then if you wanna put that in there, I'm just gonna tag it. Tag the site. And this is feature.
Feature said BL 01.01.
Big feldspar crystals in there.
Feature BL.
Yeah,
BL 01 A3.
Wrap it up.
01.03.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see or not, but it says there's a door back there. It says private property, no trespassing. So door on the mine.
And then 103. 576. 443.
Posted private property, hunting, fishing, trapping, or trespassing.
What, I can't fish in here? Inside the mine? Oh yeah, I could see. Locked up anyway. Yeah, I just sheer off.
Okay, we're further south than we were. Now we're back in the Paleozoic rocks, which are the layered sedimentary rocks. And upstream of us here is an old mine. You can't get to it. The road is closed, just right off the road here. That's about a mile hike back in there. So again, we're looking at the drainage here coming out of the valley that this old mine was in. Don't know the name of it. It shows as an old gold mine. So back up in this canyon, there's an access road over there, but it's closed. And then in this valley back up in here somewhere, I think is where the mine was supposed to be. But you can see a nice drainage coming down, picks up that drainage and comes down here to where it crosses the road right here. So I'm going to try to grab a soil sample out of the road, out of the ditch in the water.
Yeah, it's pond here too. That's the ice.
This is only water?
I grabbed the wrong gloves.
Where'd you get that from?
Tight fit there.
Surgical.
Don't want to mess up that glove. You'll probably tear it. You got the sample bag.
Again, so the idea of all of this is to check the mineral content of the soil here, assuming that, you know, soils in the valleys like this are going to be particles that are washed in from higher up in the watershed. And so these mining areas, whatever they were mining, if it's a, you know, it could be anything, metals and whatnot, those pieces of that would weather out at the mine site would be brought down through the watershed with the water runoff system, and then particles and things can be redeposited, and if they're carried in suspension, they, you know, change in pH can drop those out again as a solid mineral. And now as we test the soil and then look at the geochemical signature, we'll be able to see some of the chemistry of what's upstream of our sampling points. So that's what we're doing, is just marking where we're sampling and then assuming that it's going to be something representative of what's upstream of these sites. That's typically how we do this. And so really it's a first level type survey. It's nothing that would be definitive, but would be indicative if there is an issue, and then we might be able to say, okay, we need to go further upstream, get to the mine site and those types of things, which we're not going to in this course. We don't have the time. So we're just doing this first level survey, just a general survey sample near the road where we can get to, and then just look at the mineral content and see if we see any issues or if it's all benign, just kind of what the general geochemistry is of the native bedrock. So that's kind of the theory behind what we're doing. This is a great valley here. The horses out there, they were just rolling in the snow a second ago. I could think of worse places to live. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, buddy. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Hey there. Yeah, no, this is not food. This isn't food. No, I don't have food. I don't have food. Yeah, it's a guy. Yeah, it's a guy. You probably don't get much attention out here in the cold winter days, do you?
I got some straw for you.
Straw? I don't want straw. Well, maybe I do want straw.
Cockleburs. Hold on, buddy. It's all fluffy.
Okay, we are a little bit north of Edgemont, which is in the southern Black Hills, and we are going to a couple of old abandoned uranium mines, which are off across the prairie here about a mile away. And we used to drive in here until this is now a designated walk-in area by the Game and Fish, and there is no tracks in the road except our little feety prints. So we're gonna strike out across here. Hopefully it won't take more than 20-30 minutes to walk over to here It's straight line distance, about a mile, but I don't know how much the road winds. And hopefully here we'll get a look inside the pits over here. So hold on, we'll be there in a minute. All right, so what happened was we started walking in from this last sign that said walk-in area, and we got about, maybe at least halfway to the main, what's called the Darrow pit. That's the name of the mine. And there was another gate across the road with a landowner on the other side of the gate that I've never heard before. So last time I was out here, that wasn't there, with a very large yellow placard, no trespassing. So we turned and followed that fence line down and have subsequently crossed 2 other barbed wire fences, but no signage on any of them. And so we're going to another pit. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's about 2 miles, 3 miles north of the Darrow pit. And so if I point the camera around this way, right over here, those are the mine tailings. The Darrow pit is right behind those tailings. Kind of at the far end, you can see some contours up on the hillside. That's where the uranium mine is. And this ridge here is the Fall River formation, and it's uraniferous. And there's another pit right up over here, and I think one right behind here. But these are tailings dumps right here. So overburden and things like that, as they're processing that site that they dumped. And there's a watershed that comes right down here that runs right down, and in fact goes crosses the road right before that gate where we parked that said it's a walk-in area. So this drainage in here is receiving whatever material is leaching out of and coming off of these tailings piles, and around the corner back up here to the uranium mines that are back up there. So they struck out across over here to the creek. They're at it right now. They're going to grab 1 or 2 samples right here, and then they're coming back here, and we're going to walk out this fence line back to the main road, and then we're parked way over there in the trees, and that same drainage that they're sampling in now works down through here and comes out right where we're parked. And so we're going to grab at least 1 more sample there. So it's how it is when you're out sampling like this. You get a map and you make the best plans that you can make of where you're going to access and those kinds of things. And then you get out here and things change, different signs on the fences or whatnot, and you just have to deal with what you have. And again, for just a base level survey like we're doing, it's not that big of a deal. If this was something that was for a company and this data were required for a project or something, then you would go to the landowners, get landowner permission, those types of things, and go about it that way so you get the access that you need. Okay, so again, they're over there. There they are, right at the base of that tailings pile, right there somewhere. So, all right. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, well, I just started walking down the fence line toward those waste dumps, and lo and behold, this creek channel crosses, right here from up above where we were, and then it flows down this way, and you can see all the material over here is kind of cobbly and boulder. This is all dump stuff from the mine activity. This right here, don't know if it is or not. Probably is, because it looks like Fall River type rock, and we are not on the bedrock Fall River here, so it's probably brought down from above. So they went up over that dump right there ahead of us. They're doing some sampling up there, and I'm just walking the fence line here. Fantastic day. It's probably, well, last I saw it was 29, so really nice and still. Not warm enough that the snow was melting, making a mud pond. Yeah, so this all looks kind of disturbed right in here, but obviously the dumps right here are disturbed ground. Here's some big boulders over here I'm going to go check out. Then the one thing I forgot that I meant to bring with me was my Geiger counter, so we could check for any radioactivity. Big sandstone concretions. These are huge. I doubt these are here on their own. More than likely brought down from above. Be nice to have something like this in my yard. Yeah, these look more dumped than not. Great cross bedding in there. Yeah, nice chunk here. Okay, then more tailings up behind. You know, there's the main ones right up here. This is where my students are right up there somewhere. Here I'm talking here right over the rise. So, all right, well, I think that's probably it. They'll be coming down here in a few minutes, and we'll probably be heading back. We're a good 2 hours from campus and an hour from the vehicle. So it's getting close to 2 o'clock. So that's what I figured. It'd probably be about 5 o'clock when we get back. But all right, so that's kind of it for a sampling day. You know, kind of what it looks like out here. Again, this is the Southern Black Hills. We haven't been anywhere around here in this kind of country as long as I've been filming these programs. So this is your first look of that. And then this is rather unique in that, you know, we're right, if you're familiar with the area and if you've watched these programs, you've seen and been on the what we call the hogback, which is, it rings the Black Hills, and everywhere outward from the hogback is prairie land. And so in fact this is the hogback. This is the same geological units as the ridge where the dinosaurs are on in Rapid City. And then if we turn and look west, we're out into the plains over here, and this is the Powder River Basin. And the Wyoming border is probably, boy, not more than 2 or 3, 4 miles that to the west of us. So we're right on the edge of South Dakota, right into Wyoming. And then you get into the Powder River Basin over there. So that's kind of where we're at. So flat, high elevation basin, and then the hogback on the very western side of the Black Hills. So, all right, well, thanks for watching this program. There's more to come. I got 3 more of these trips. one tomorrow and then 2 next weekend as well, going to different parts of the Black Hills. So with the 4 groups I'm going with, we're going to pretty much cover south, the kind of the central south, central north, and then the north, doing a bunch of sampling and a bunch of different rock types and a bunch of old mine sites. So I'll be trying to put together videos of all that and posting it, so stay tuned. So again, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you care to. It'd be really great to see some likes come up on these things. Share with your friends. Thank you, those of you that have subscribed. Share with your friends and see if we can get some more subscriptions on here. Give me ideas on content, and as always, thanks. See ya. So how many engineers does it take to latch a gate?
All of them.
3 anyway.